Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Happy Monday. I figured I would just hop on here and try and make a bit of a habit of it to say hello to everyone once a week, answering the email I have to say, and kick on. Cousin Fred, going to go to work, but this would be better. Fred, aren't you you're driving, aren't you? You can listen to me and drive. Surely. I'm not that captivating. Toby, hey guys, really enjoyed the golf video. Love watching golf content and love Strongman. So the two combined, it's bloody great. Yeah, not many people enjoyed the golf stuff. I know golf is very much a little bit of a hit or a miss with people. So I'm trying with the idea of starting a separate channel for golf content. It's just something I really enjoy to do that I haven't been able to do much in the past few years. So hopefully I can do that a little bit more. I think I could get pretty good if I practiced. Definitely if I got lighter, but I think if I stayed in my current form and practiced a little bit, that it would be, I think it would be good. Josh Jacobs in the house. Hello, mate. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for joining. Hopefully we see you at Shaw Classic. I'm assuming will be the next one for you. Guy Incognito, I didn't watch yesterday's video. Did he quit Strongman and join the PGA Tour? No, I'm doing both, Strongman and PGA Tour. Why not? No, I'm very ordinary golfer. I've played 2 rounds of 9 holes this year, which is 2 rounds more of 9 holes than I played all of last year. And the first round, the video, I shot 42, and then I went 2 days ago and I shot even par, so I played much better. Hello, everybody. Pop in any questions that you might have. Happy to hear any requests for content ideas for social media as well. We're planning out the month. You guys know I post 3 times a week, and I've got some really exciting stuff coming along. This weekend is the Toronto Pro Show. For anyone in the Toronto area, we're going to be there with an LHPK booth. I'm also going to be there collaborating with a bunch of people, and I'll be handing out some of the bodybuilding trophies, which will be fun as well. I sort of jumped into that one last minute, so apologies for next to no promotion. But I'm very much looking forward to that. Even though I'm an hour away, I've been an hour away all of my undergrad and high school. I've never been to the Toronto Pro Show. So, yeah. Andrew Gilbertson says, not sure how really true that scorecard was. Mate, I shot even par on Saturday, and I shot 42 a week ago Friday. I used to be a scratch golfer. Golf, I absolutely love golf. That scorecard is 100% true. And I don't appreciate having my integrity questioned. I wouldn't lie. Why would I lie at being an average golfer? Yeah, good. Josh, you're going to be at Shaw? Amazing. That'll be a really good show. I think we'll have fun there. All right. Luke says, just got home from a round of golf. Only shot a 51, though. The thing about golf that I love so much that no other sport seems to have is that the harder you try at golf, the worse you get. You just have to, it's like a really good meditation. You have to shut your brain off and just enjoy, try to be as smooth as possible. And if you start getting nervous or pressure, you start locking up and things go really bad. I remember I was playing one tournament, and off the first tee box, I might have been 12 at the time, I hit 4 out of bounds. And I was just dead set. I'm going to hit the driver. I'm going to get it right. And the tournament director, after the 4th out of bounds, was like, maybe just hit an iron. Like, let's get the ball rolling. And funny enough, I played really well for the rest of the tournament. And I think I lost by 3 strokes or something. So, shame. The Gray Man, really good question. How is the dad life treating you? Many sleepless nights. Honestly, Ashley deals with the sleepless nights. Call me old-fashioned, but I don't understand when a woman takes the time off of work for maternity leave, the man still has to work. Why would they both get up in the middle of the night? My view is that, and thankfully Ashley echoes this, if the woman's taking the time off work, it's because they can now have a nap during the evening, during the day when the baby is napping, and then I can be refreshed and still be able to work and operate at full capacity. Also, those of us who have babies know that in the first few months when they're waking up during the night, the vast majority of the time it's because they want food. And I thankfully don't lactate. Not thankfully. As a man, I'm thankful that I don't lactate. If I was a woman, I'd probably want to. But anyway, yeah, Ashley gets up during the evenings, and Peyton's actually getting much, much better. She's sleeping. She had a 10-hour sleep the other night. She's had a 9-hour sleep. So we're getting into a better routine, and we're having a lot of fun with her. She's able to smile now, and we can talk to her, and she recognizes a lot more. She's graduated out of some of the like infant stuff, clothing. She was out of infant stuff very soon, but out of the infant little bassinet that we used to walk her. So we're into, I don't know the terminologies, but anyway, it's going really, really well, and certainly gives a whole new purpose and meaning to life. And I'm trying really, really hard to live a bit more in the moment with her, because that's something that I struggle with considerably with everything in my life. Let's see. There, Andrew, good one. A grip vid would be good. We're actually starting a new series. That's I did something for 30 days. Here's the results. And we're just getting towards the end of I trained abs, or I trained core every day for 30 days, and here's the results. I think grip is going to be our next one. I trained my grip every day for 30 days, and here was the results. I think grip training is done incorrectly in Strongman, and I want to show what I mean by that and see, am I right or am I wrong? We'll do that as a little YouTube experiment, test my grip, and obviously I think that's probably the one area that I think I need to improve, that I would say I'm average at in the top 10 in the world, where everything else I'm quite good. So hopefully it turns out with positive results, but I'll give that a crack for sure. Content training with Dr. Mike. If anyone knows where Dr. Mike lives, I could text him, but if anyone knows where Dr. Mike lives, let me know, because I would absolutely love that, and it's definitely on the cards at some points. Michael Scott, a weightlifting office spoof with the real Michael Scott. I love it. Sean, what's the status of the gear you're working on with Cerberus? Yeah, not too many people know this one, but I'm working on some products with Cerberus. If you're looking closely, you'll notice that I wear Cerberus stuff now, but I'm not wearing stuff that they normally sell. So we're working on just a few things that I think could be improved with Strongman equipment in general, and our first product, I think we're going to have it out in a couple of months. But the important thing is I don't want to be another guy who comes out with another line of something to just for the sake of it. I have the LHPK merch because that is the message is incredibly meaningful to me, and it's for something a bit greater. And the clothing's really high quality. You wouldn't have to buy it again. Say the stuff I'm doing with Tier. Like, I work really closely with Tier because I believe they make a better product that Strongman should be using. And you see it now with the Tier lifters. Virtually every Strongman is wearing the Tier lifters now. Look closely and you'll see them everywhere. So the important thing with this is that it's not going to be a line of product with just my name slapped on it. It's going to be a line of product where I say, this would make me a better athlete if I had this available, and let's make this available to everyone. I could make it for myself, but who cares? I say very often, I want to leave more of an impact on the sport than just like, oh, he was a really good strongman. He was strong. I hope to make you guys stronger as well, more informed, more educated. That's what the YouTube channel is about. But the products that I make, hopefully they help you as well. And I should check the member bit up because I put so much stuff over on the member side on education. I put all of my seminars over there. Just stuff that wouldn't really do well on the normal channel. I put all of that stuff for all the Strongman nerds on my member side. I've just popped that up. Let me pin it if I can. There we go. I've pinned the member. If you want to join as a member, I think it's $5 a month. It's not much. It's honestly just a small paywall so that it doesn't tank the engagement of my normal videos. Josh, I'm lucky to break 100 golfing. Yeah, the thing about golf, if you do it as a kid and you do it well as a kid, that is the key. That's the hack. So I haven't played in 18 months, but I can still swing a club. I can make solid contact every time. That's not that hard for me. I still play with my blades, even though I should probably use a more forgiving club, but I can get away with it for the most part because I am still somewhat consistent. Joshua Bunner, arm wrestler. Arm wrestling is on the rise in popularity. Would be awesome to see a collab. I'm actually texting Devin Larat right now. We only live about 4-hour drive from each other, but that's a long way just to shoot a video. So look for this in the next couple of months, something with Devin. Hopefully, we can find an excuse for both of us to be in Toronto. But definitely, I would love to do something with him. Honestly, full disclosure, I don't love arm wrestling, but it could be one of those things that I don't love it because I don't understand it. And on the surface, it looks really simple, but it's actually not. I suppose sort of like someone who doesn't golf watching golf. You don't understand how hard it is until you actually try it. Good question here. LKater9555. Do you think social media has been a hindrance on your strongman performance? Has it taken any of your focus? You guys, what you see on social media is so much just the tip of the iceberg of all the stuff that I do. I've got 4 businesses operating at the moment on top of investment stuff. And then the social media, like you see, I genuinely have fun with it. Does it take my focus off of strongman? Maybe slightly, but all of those things together. But I think if I didn't have other things, I would get really bored of strongman, and it would probably just get stale, and I wouldn't be excited to go train, and that would probably take more away from it, if that makes sense. I would actually be less focused by being more focused, where now I can't wait to get away from work to go train, and I think that's what I need. I need the training to continue to always be fun, to always be a sense of personal accomplishment, not the core of my being and the core of my work. So I don't think any result has been negatively impacted because of the stuff that I do on social media or any work that I do. Oh, good. Smilodon, can you beat a chimpanzee in a fight? Yes, I believe that I can. And I played with a chimpanzee. It was a 4-year-old, mind you, but I could have beat it up for sure. I'm fantasizing with the idea of opening a chimp sanctuary in my hometown because the chimps made me very, very happy. And I think I can make it work. I've been talking with bylaw and I can do it. My wife isn't on board yet, but she'll get there. Yeah, I think it would be a hit. A chimp sanctuary in Barrie. All right, Brandon Hill, movements for lower back longevity and strengthening. Really good question here. This is actually feeding into this 30-day YouTube series that I'm doing, training core every day for 30 days. I have noticed such a dramatic improvement in my back pain after doing back extensions every day, just high volume back extensions. Most people struggle with the endurance, the muscular endurance of the low back, not necessarily a 1 rep max, but if you have to do multiple, you'll lose your integrity pretty quickly. So don't overcomplicate it. Just get stuck into back extensions. Look up normative data. For young males, I think 65 unbroken is an excellent result. And when I started, I was at about 20, and now I'd be at about 60. So that has been an absolute game changer for me. I can get up in the morning and touch my toes and not feel a lot of pain. So very thankful for that. Give that a try, and that might be able to help you. Quinn, the lactating kings chime in. You're funny. WST, no. Did your hands heal up nicely after the event? Yeah, they did. Like they're perfect. They're fine. It took me about a week. BPC heals skin as well, and that's all I can think of. A week for them to go from mangled to healthy. I couldn't believe it, but I was really happy to be able to get back to training without really any interruption at all. Oh, Josh, Hercules Hold coming in my next comp. Excited to see group training. Yeah, that's awesome. Hopefully there'll be takeaways. There's every chance, because I am doing it 100% genuine. There's every chance that I do it and it just doesn't help, that my thoughts on group training are incorrect, but only one way to find out. Mithrax, hey Mitch, having issues with my liver enzymes at the moment. Any changes you'd recommend in daily life? Well, we got to talk about the things that stress out your liver, and that would be the first place to go to. Generally, an unhealthy diet, particularly a high-fat diet, is going to be hard on the liver. Any oral performance-enhancing drugs are going to be a big hit on the liver. That being said, liver enzymes, AST is also released from damaged muscle. So if you're training really hard, you'll see elevated AST, but it's coming from your muscle, not from your liver, and there's no way to distinguish that. So it's possible that it's just damaged muscle. Alcohol, of course, a big contributor. Really, just generally living a healthier life tends to help your liver enzymes improve. Now, they can be above the normal limit. It's not actually clinically relevant until they are well in excess, somewhere in the 10 plus times the upper limit of normal. So if they're slightly elevated, I've been told that's not a big problem. And Stan actually gets me to take something called Tudka. Tudka. You can get it at a drugstore. It's a natural product. Apparently that helps with liver enzymes, so maybe that might be worth having a crack. Guy Incognito. Mitch, I love the LHPK motto mission, but what if I'm older now and can't lift as heavy as I once could? Is heavy relative to oneself? Yeah, look, heavy is it's actually so much not what people think it is. Yeah, lift heavy can be taken in a literal sense of lift heavy weight for sure. But sometimes lifting heavy is having a difficult conversation that you don't want to have. Sometimes lifting heavy is supporting your family and friends. Sometimes lifting heavy is just talking about the things going on with you. And all of that's doing the heavy lifting that makes your life easier. And the goal is to help people improve their physical and mental health as much as possible. And any sort of heavy lifting you do in your life is doing things that are difficult, doing things that you don't want to do. So it's not just, to me, it's not just limited to the mentality at the gym. It's the mentality that you should be taking in your everyday life. Whether you're 100 and heavy to you is 50 pounds, or you're me and heavy is 1,000 pounds, it's completely irrelevant. It's just saying that it's a welcoming environment, the gym, and you are, as a person, striving to improve yourself in any way possible. If you guys are interested in any LHPK merch, I've just popped the link down there. We've got a whole bunch of new stuff coming out with the summer line. A bunch is already on there. Some stuff we're really excited about. Number one is the way that gym bags are right now is horrible. It makes no sense for strength athletes, and we are currently developing a bag to improve that. We're all the same. We're literally all the same. You've got this duffel bag that's got all of your shit strewn about, and then you got to go find a wrist wrap. So you take everything out of your bag to find the wrist wrap, and now all of your stuff is everywhere. You finally find the wrist wrap, and then you're gathering after the end of the session. I'm going to improve that, and hopefully it dramatically improve the world of bags for people in any sort of strength sport. Super chat. Thank you very much for this. Where are you? Dalton Mason, what's up, dude? Hopefully you're doing well. Just a thought for the SHA Expo. It might be good to do a speech on the benefits of working with a kinesiologist versus a regular trainer and coach. If you want a testimonial for that, I got you, fam. Thank you very much, Dalton. You are smashing it. I get updates on a semi-regular basis from your kinesiologist. For those who don't know, I own a kinesiology clinic, and it's exercising people with injuries or chronic conditions. And using exercise as medicine to get you pain-free and get you healthy. In terms of the speech at the SHA Expo, that has to be approved by Brian. He hasn't let another athlete ever speak before, and I'm fairly confident that he wouldn't let me speak either. I think he very much sees I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I think so much energy goes towards the competition that should probably be the focus during that weekend. But hopefully people who follow my socials closely know what a big part of my life that is, and how much I really do believe that if you work with an educated person, that you will get much better results for that. There we go. Little testimonial for the member stuff. Josh Jacobs, member stuff is A+. Go ahead, check the pinned comment for that. Chuck Ford, please get more LHPK boonie hats in size large and extra large in your inventory. Boonie hats are one size fits all. It fits my head. If it fits my head, it should fit yours. If it doesn't fit yours, you should go to your doctor and get your head circumference checked. But more boonie hats are on the way. We 100% sold out of them at World, so when they do come back in, you'll have to hop on that pretty quickly. Hey Cam, my girl is 12. You're in for a ride, buddy. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm trying to soak in every stage as much as possible and try not to forward think too much about. I'm looking forward to when this happens and this happens, because right now she's on the verge of giggling, and like she's only going to do that once, but you're only going to see the smile with no teeth for a short period of time, and then that's over, and all you have is a memory of that. So I'm really trying to not think forward at all. But when we didn't know the gender, I always said I wanted a girl. up until about 13, and then I wanted a boy. But I don't want the transition stage to happen. I think that's probably the only bit that I would find beyond my my emotional capacity. Another super chats. Casing 209. What's your current stance on ice baths? I try not to take too many stances on things. I try to review the evidence and just relay that. And at the moment, there's no good, strong evidence for ice baths causing hugely positive results. Now, I think there's a mental health component to it, and it can be good just doing something that's very, very challenging. I was sent an ice bath by Ice Bath Co. Really generous and beautiful ice baths, as ice baths go. And I've been criticized in the past for doing cold therapy. That's not proper cold therapy. I might get a little bit more into it. So watch this space, I suppose. Guy, thanks for the clarification on LHPK. I agree 100%. Quote, perhaps the heaviest thing that we are lift are not our weights, but our feelings. Sometimes, I think as men, it's particularly challenging. I saw this video about a woman who was making herself a birthday cake, and she was like crying because she wanted her kids to celebrate her birthday with her, but she broke up with her husband, so she didn't have a choice. But like, I watched the video and I was thinking, well, your kids were there, right? Where like obviously the kids aren't even with the man. So yeah, it's shitty that you have to bake your own cake, but like the man doesn't even have his kids. I'm thinking about that guy. He's just sitting in an apartment by himself or something. So yeah, I mean, I'm very thankful to have great people around me, but actually this weekend had a pretty strong realization that I've got great people around me and I really don't use them at all. So that's going to be something that I'm going to try to do a little bit more moving forward. And I encourage any of you guys as well, try to do the same because Jordan Peterson says it best, like life is hard and it'll kick you when you're down. And if you don't have people to bring you up, you're just going to stay down. So yeah, it's really a whole mentality towards life. Thank you everyone who supports the LHPK mission and message. It's going so well, and it's amazing to see it out there everywhere, and hopefully making a positive change in the world. Dalton, my new LHPK summer shorts came in this week. I absolutely love them. Only complaint is now I need a shorter pair too. Yeah, you love those short shorts. I do too. These shorts are my favorite. I'm wearing them as well. The sweat shorts. The sweat shorts are phenomenal. I'm in love with them. I wear them pretty much every day. Redline says, I have to say, I'd be interested to watch some content about your kinesiology work. The contrast between elite strength monster and people trying to get back to baseline. Honestly, it's not as different as you might imagine. And I don't see people one-on-one anymore just because it's not really feasible for me with my schedule. It's hard to think like how to put the content out there in the best way. Maybe we can make a YouTube series about recovering from common strength injuries. Say like how to recover from back pain. That could be a really good one. Definitely a part of my life that's going to be sticking around until I die. Really. Nathaniel says, how much time do you devote to stretching every week? Not much. I actually think I should do a little bit more probably because as Strongman is going, I'm getting a little bit more locked up. I'll say this though: if you have requisite range of motion for whatever activity you're trying to do, stretching more, like stretching full stop, just it doesn't make sense. It's not correlated to reduced risk of injury unless you don't have the range of motion of something you're trying to do. So stretching should be approached very individually, and I think I should probably increase slightly the amounts I'm doing just to free up things like a front rack position and more comfortable overhead positions. So funny enough, I actually, on my big to-do list today, I've got 30-minute movement flow because for the Axel World Record at Royal Albert Hall, I got to get my front rack perfect to be able to knock that out. Tom says, have you ever had any mental struggle from the taking of PEDs? No. I noticed mentally, I feel exactly the same. Cousin Fred, Mitch, what is the weight of the plate holders you had at WSM, and will you have them in Vegas? The weight of the plate holders. Oh, Fred, are you talking about? I think you're talking about the. We did a little exhibition on the rings, the Denny rings. I don't really remember what they were, but I do say it in the video, or someone says it in the video. So I'm not sure. I think it was like 200 and 100 pounds or something like that. Will we have them in Vegas? Probably not. It's hard at Giants Live to have booths there. In Europe, they've got really strict rules about how you can go about that. In Vegas, maybe we could. I'm going to actually jot down. Maybe we could have a booth in Vegas. That would be good. I'd like that. One thing I'll say about the Giants guys that you guys should know, just insight into Strongman. They will do absolutely anything to help the athletes, anything at all, from staying at their houses to training at the gym where they keep the equipment to social media exposure to. I've never had them say no to anything that I've brought to them. They are amazing, and I back them 100% as the people who will continue to push the sport forward. The SLK66 says, "Sup, Moose? Hope your hands get stronger so you smash all the events. How will you strengthen them?" It's a funny question because I don't. It's sort of a weakness, but not really. Like recency bias is a real thing, and I won the frame at the Arnold. I was as close to breaking the world record as I could have been. I won the farmer's carry at the Arnold UK against some guys who had really good grip. And then my hands ripped on the frame at Worlds. So I've thought a lot about why they did. And yeah, if my hands were stronger, it would have been great. The frame was also wider than I'm used to, which maybe just changed things slightly. But on the whole, grip hasn't been a major problem for me. Now, how am I going to strengthen them? I'm going to cover that in a YouTube series to come out in about a month's time. But it's hard. Like, is it the humidity? Is it because your hands were thicker? Is it because you didn't shave your calluses enough? I don't know. I really don't know. But I will get my hands stronger. Would that have solved the problem? I think so, but you can't be sure, obviously. Any other questions? Here we are. What's up, Moose? I need some help. I'm 400 pounds and 40-pound body fat, and I'm having a hard time getting rid of belly fat. Mate, all you got to focus on is eating less, moving more. It's hard, and food is good. Food is really good, but that is really the gist of it. If you haven't educated yourself on calories, I would do that and understand how the energy in and energy out balance works. But other than that, that's all you got to do. There's nuance where if you resistance train, you'll hold on to more muscle mass. That's great. If you have protein, you'll hold on to more muscle mass. But in the end, just restrict your food and move a lot more. When you're 400 pounds, the best shout is just going to be either find a really sturdy bike that you could use, or if you can tolerate walking and your knees don't hurt too much, just go for nice long walks and try to move for an hour a day. That's a great health forward initiative. But it's funny. Exercise, according to literature, actually doesn't help you lose weight. What helps you lose weight is controlling your diet. And exercise is an accessory to controlling your diet to help losing weight in a more potent fashion. But Jesse, go to blokes.co/Hooper. And I strongly recommend setting up an appointment with them. And it's you'll speak to a medical doctor, and it's very, very health forward. They're people who prescribe peptides for weight loss, for muscle gain, for whatever. But in your scenario, something like an Ozempic could be a really good idea. I'm not a doctor. I'm not recommending it. I'm not suggesting you should do it. I'm suggesting you speak to a doctor, and that could be the outcome. I think with Ozempic, it's a real debate at the moment, and I think more people think it's bad than think it's good. But I think the reality of the world where if we're at normal weight, if people are at normal weight and taking Ozempic, I think they're way healthier than if they are obese and not taking anything. There are downfalls to any medication, but I think the positives outweigh the negatives, and using medical intervention when you are quite large can be helpful. Guy Incognito, another super chat. Thank you very much, mate. You're being very generous today. How do you train your brain? Do you meditate or anything? Does brain health and fitness translate over to competition? I don't train my brain per se. I absolutely love spider solitaire, but that's about as far as it goes. Um, I spend so much time doing. I don't have a lot of time thinking. Um, Now, I consider training a meditation of sorts because it's intent focus on a single task. I think that helps me mentally. But fitness promotes brain health, absolutely. And I think mentality going into competitions and my ability to put things into perspective and to stay in the moment is a huge asset to me, to know what points I need, to know what I need to do at certain times. And I think I can think my way to a lot of points in strongman. I think that's why I can be so consistent when I compete, because I do my best to be as analytical as possible. All right. Tom says, I want to go up a weight class for powerlifting. Should I slowly increase with a lot of fat, or should I gradually increase my weight? Just gradually increase it, mate. Nice and slow. A 500 calorie surplus per day gives you 1 pound per week. That's how you're going to add lean tissue to your body. And long term, lean tissue is going to be much more predictive over total body weight in terms of how much weight you can move. There's also the element where if you get too big too fast, your leverages all change. When your leverages change, then your technique has to change. And so you might be a little bit all over the shop, and it might not help you as much as you think. Matthew Jackson joined as a member. Thank you very much, mate. Good to have you on board. Go check out the member section. There's heaps of educational content and our community page over there. I don't know. There's a few here that I don't understand. JL says, Mitchell didn't see the receipts for that video. LMAO. Rich says it's a fake video. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Kyle says, Mitch, are you a reader? If so, what books are your top choice? Great question. And actually, I'm working on a book of my own at the moment. And hopefully we have that out by early next year. I am a reader, less than I used to be. When I was at university, I'd be reading a lot. I love business books, love self-help books, love books on efficiency. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is a great one. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie is another one that I love. Those would probably be my top 2 off the top of my head. If you haven't read those, go ahead and give them a look. But I always like to read things that make me a better person, or at least try to make me a better person. Dalton says, I bought the 3-inch shorts as almost a joke, then instantly fell in love with them. Now I wear them literally everywhere. They're so good. Honestly, they are so good. Go to lhpk.shop if you guys want to check that out. I love the short shorts, 100%. Etienne, when are the Boonie hats coming back in stock? Soon, very soon. I'm gonna message my merch person, aka my sister, and see. When are Boonie hats back in? Maybe we should do a little pre-sale. Maybe I do pre-sale for people who are members and people on my mailing list, and then you don't miss out. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna write that down, and we're gonna do that. So if you're keen on a Boonie hat, go ahead and join the mailing list or join the members section. And we're going to do a little pre-sale for you guys to make sure you don't miss it. How to join the mailing list? I don't remember. There you go. Join the members. Join the members. If you go onto moosecoaching.com and get any of the free PDFs, that puts you on our mailing list. So go ahead and do that, and then you'll be in the know about anything new. Jup as in Yoop. Oh, Yop as in Yop? I have no idea. Do you agree that adversity necessitates growth as a person more than regular life? And if so, do you see adversity as an opportunity to make the most of? Yeah, I think so. I think I've in my life I've learned a lot more from adversity than I have about things that have gone well for me. Um, I think as people, we always want a problem. And if you don't have a problem, you're going to find one or you're going to create one. And I think if you intentionally create your own problems and you choose what you'd like your problems to be, i.e., being a strongman or running a business, I think that helps your mental health more than trying to live the easiest life possible. I think I forget whose quote it was, but you should not strive for an easy life. You should hope for the strength to endure a difficult life. I think that resonates with me a lot, and I think the more you can grow, the more you can introduce adversity that you want, the less you're going to conjure up adversity that you don't want. Dawid says, "Can you do some content for the process of getting into strongman for beginners?" I think that's a really good idea. How we would put it together in a way that people would really enjoy. I think that's a challenge, but it's definitely something that would be good. Just checking if we got anything else. I'm going to wrap this up fairly soon. If you guys have any questions you definitely want answered, either member chat or a super chat will get it answered. I'll stick on for another 5 minutes here. Sir Walk says, "Hey, Mitch, just curious where you learned your public speaking skills. Seeing a bunch of presentations in your videos and your delivery across your YouTube videos in general is very impressive." I never learned public speaking skills. I learned public speaking skills the hard way. This feeds into the previous question quite a lot on adversity. I by nature, I'm incredibly shy, and to the point where like speaking to groups of people in the past would be a real anxiety-inducing thing for me. Class presentations, I'd be sweating through my shirt before I even started talking. It was really uncomfortable, and the truth is, I just put myself in as many positions as possible to be uncomfortable. That's why I'll always grab the mic at shows and speak to the crowd, because it's an opportunity to build that skill. I would do presentations at work when I didn't work for myself, and I fumbled my way through a lot of them, and I did a good handful of them horribly. But I think it's just really important to find things you're not good at and do your best to improve on them, which is why this man news thing. There's a guy who does man news. There's also the one up guy. There's a few comedians who are going to do a live show and do like a sort of a late night talk show in Toronto, and they've invited me to come along as a guest, and that's like peak anxiety inducing event for me. A room of 30 to 40 people. When you're speaking, you're trying to elicit a reaction. That is really difficult for me, and I said yes because I know how difficult that's going to be for me, and that's what we should be looking to do in life. Great. Hey, Mitchell, big fan from London. Wet shaved or skull shaver? Skull shaver most of the time. All right, handful of members' comments here. I'm going to answer these ones and any super chats that come through, and then I am off. Graham says, "Is it possible to get the LHPK merch while living in Ireland?" We ship internationally. Yeah, we ship everywhere. Shipping when I'm at events. So, let's say for Royal Albert Hall, I'll probably put out the week before free UK shipping or flat rate shipping that's pretty cheap, and then I'll bring clothing over with me to save you some of the exorbitant costs with overseas shipping. But I believe at the moment we can ship a T-shirt over there for like $10 or $11, something like that. So it's not crazy. It certainly adds to the cost, and we're trying to find good long-term solutions. And right now we're sort of just in between the phase where having European distribution would make a lot of sense and being too small for that to make sense. Yes, you can get it anywhere. You can get it at any time, anywhere in the world. In and around shows, we will traditionally do promotions for shipping discounts when we're in the area. Caleb says, "Hey, Mitchell, are you a Formula One fan? Any thoughts on the season?" I'm not a fan. Well, I'm not a fan, but I don't watch it. I don't really watch much of anything. I watch the Leafs playoffs pretty intently. Otherwise, I keep my finger on what's going on in the big four sports in North America. I don't know what's going on in Formula One, so not much help there. John Hack collab is a great shout. I met John for about 3 seconds at the Arnold, but I have to stay moving in that building because it's impossible. I'll get swarmed if I stop. And I was going to go to the CrossFit Games and link up with him and link up with Huck Finn as well. But I ended up going to the CrossFit Games. So I know he's up in, I think he's up in Wisconsin somewhere. But yeah, I would love to do a collab with John Hack. He might be, in my opinion, he might be the most impressive strength athlete in the world right now for how strong he is at his size. Jorian 1107. I've bought from LHP Canada, live in Belgium. You need to get some expert taxes to be paid. You need to get some taxes to be paid when the order's at border control. Otherwise, it works fine. Okay, that's actually a good point. I'm going to have a look at that. I'll see if I can't troubleshoot that. That's the first I've heard of it. And that's in Belgium. All right. Last question here. Guy Incognito, favorite comedy movies. I am going to say Step Brothers is up there for sure. Step Brothers, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Step Brothers would be my number one. I can't think of another one off the top of my head. I don't love comedy movies as much as I love to laugh and I love to goof off. Comedy movies are often just so kind of lowbrow that it's like it's hard to get around them. And I like when it's like lowbrow, like Dumb and Dumber, Step Brothers. But sometimes they try to add like a half a layer of sophistication, and you're like, no, this isn't working. It's not working. All right, guys, I appreciate you very much. Thank you for coming on. Ali G. Ali G is my favorite comedian. I'm off now. Go ahead and go check out some Ali G. Go watch Ali G Veterinarian, and him frustrating this veterinarian who was also a veteran is that is peak comedy. Yeah, why were there so many sick animals in Vietnam? Go check that out. Thank you very much, guys. Take care. Enjoy your Monday. Have a great week. Smash your goals. As per always, lift heavy, be kind, and we will catch you in the next video.